Alright everyone, welcome back. This is Rokun and Squiggles here for FXOpen Esports, continuing our coverage of the FXOpen International King of the Hill. That little ad you're seeing on screen is for the Korean King of the Hill tomorrow, which you should watch as well, because it's awesome. But, we're going into game number 4.
True.
Did I say it was game number 4 yet? I don't remember, but...
I never pay attention to you.
Thanks. I appreciate your support.
I'm here
We've
for you,
got
man.
Bly now going up against Beastie Cutie. Bly is going to be the blue Zerg in the bottom left-hand corner. Beastie Cutie, once again, the orange Terran in the top right. Said that the reason why he's always going for orange is because he's trying to support FXOpen since it's our event, and that's
Very nice
cool
of
in
him.
my book.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. So we got a Terran versus Zerg. It's not a Terran versus Terran. We just saw, what,
Two of them?
Yeah, 2 in a row.
If this is game 4, yeah, there's a PVT
It's
and
just-
then...
That last one was kind of long, that I was wanting to say it was 3, but it wasn't. So we'll see how this
Interesting
goes.
Positioning on that barracks.
Yeah, that's like the... I'm going to place it here, and it's going to allow me to make my Marines a little bit faster. And if you let me get my bunker down, it'll do a bunch of damage. But if nothing happens, I can just lift it back up into my main base and be completely fine positioning.
Exactly, yeah.
And that's like a really, really, really long run-on sentence. But that's like the way it's designed.
There were no
If you look
commas
that up-
in that either. Wow.
If you look that up on like Wikipedia, there's like a strategy that just has that really long run-on sentence under the strategy section.
You can always tell because right before they start talking, they go... And then they start...
Did
do
they
as much
type that
air
out on
cover as
Wikipedia?
possible.
Did they edit
Yeah.
that in? A little bit of a intake breath before you start. What would be the proper like formatting on that?
It's part of the build order. You're worried about formatting in a run-on sentence? Come on, seriously.
No, like the Wikipedia formatting to convey the deep breath. Never mind.
And there goes down the bunker, just blocking off those mineral patches, trying to be annoying. And, yep, gets his SCV in that little position where the worker can't even hit him. Oh, now he can. Gotta be careful, don't lose the SCV. Oh, nice.
It's gonna die because he's not
Yeah,
gonna be
it
able to get it
depends.
out.
Depends which side he pops out
Not
on.
gonna be able to get it out. Oh no,
Terrible.
Jimbo!
But gonna see the timing on the hatchery and just gonna delay for a while. Be a little bit annoying, that's really all it does. Doesn't really commit anything. And he's gonna be able to cancel it before it gets done. So
Yeah, and
that
every
entire
once in a
thing is gonna
while-
cost him 25 minerals.
And every once in a while, the Zerg player actually lets you finish it and get Marines into it, and then it's just really annoying for them. So
Yeah.
it's really
It's
just
worth it. Totally
no
worth
cost investment. Oh, but the Overlord! Why is this Overlord here? Squiggles!
it.
Oh,
He's
no!
getting killed. Boom! Explosion of blood and guts.
He did catch that Overlord was out of position pretty early and was
Yeah.
able to make another one fast enough that he didn't get supply blocked.
Well, yeah, it does take one Marine a while to kill an Overlord.
But he's at 26 over 28 right now. Isn't making an Overlord.
Yep. Oh, just now making one. Yeah, but it's going to take a while. And these Marines group up. Going to be able to take on these Zerglings. No probs.
I just saw the Marines over there shooting, and I thought they were taking the supply depot because the Terrans always kill the supply depot like he's doing right now.
Right.
And it took me a second to actually realize that there were Zerglings there. So
Wouldn't that be embarrassing? You're like, kill the supply depot, and Zerglings come up and kill your guys. You're like, that's... Oops. I've seen it happen before. Only reason I bring it up.
But now the Hellions are popping out.
Yep.
Been
Hellion
seeing these
expand.
Hellions
Pretty
against
standard.
Zerg quite a bit.
Yep. And
It's
look, a
interesting
couple
how
of Queens
the-
and a spine crawler.
Yeah,
Huh.
the different Zerg players really have different ways of holding this off. It's
Oh, that's nice placement on that evolution chamber.
yeah,
It's
it's
going to make it pretty easy for Bly to defend.
pretty easy to hold off on this map if you
Yeah.
look at it, just because that choke point is relatively small. The spine crawler and the evolution chamber really choke that some more.
Yeah.
This is pretty
Doesn't even need two
common
Queens.
because a lot of times, sometimes players will skip the. A lot of times, sometimes.
A lot of times, sometimes, right on track.
A lot of the times, what they'll do is they'll skip one of these injections just to get creep tubers down, anyways.
Yeah.
So the fact that the queen is down here missing an injection isn't really a big issue. But this is the problem with the Hellions, is that if
Yep.
the Terran player is actually on top of denying these creep tumors by sitting here at the edge of the creep, this can cause problems for the Zerg player.
Yeah, I've been seeing that more and more lately. It seems like the objective on what you want to accomplish with the Hellions is actually shifted from I need to do damage to let's get some scouting in if we can, but mainly just denying creep tumor seems to be the primary use of them now.
Yeah, it's the point where I was watching some Korean Zergs, and what they were doing is they're uprooting their spine crawler and like moving it forward to protect a creep tumor, and then like the spine crawlers are taking damage, and then the queen that's sitting there waiting to help defend the choke point builds up enough energy to throw down a transfusion right before it dies, and it's all this like really sick back and forth micro over like one creep tumor in the early game. Because
Six
the fact,
Hellions, here we go.
like if you look at it, Bly didn't even cancel that creep tumor, so he's gonna have to make a new one.
He could lose that queen. Oh no!
Oh, Hellions going straight into the natural. It's not killing a whole lot of workers because Bly's drones are manly men and just go for the offensive attack.
Actually, that's pretty cool, actually. Most drones run away like they're scared. These drones are like, what? What you got? Let's do this. And look, 9 more drones in production. He did kill a decent amount there. Looks like 13 workers down. So, definitely got some damage done.
Yeah, but the creep spread by Bly, even if that didn't go very well, was pretty much halted by those Hellions.
Yeah,
so
yeah. But I mean, we have seen this before, Bly doing the tried and true Zerg strategy of, I know how to counter losing a lot of workers, I'm going to produce them faster than you can kill them. You can see he does have 44 drones versus the 33 SCVs right now.
Well, now he's switching over the mutas as well.
Yep.
So, not too many mutas, because he did actually have to stop mining at the natural there for a little bit. Only 5 now, 2 more on the way after that, so he's going to be up to 7 in a second. It's not quite a cloud.
No,
more
it's
of
not,
like
it's not quite a cloud
mist.
at all. But he's
it's not even a fog yet.
These fog.
Yeah, it's a mist, then a fog, then maybe partly cloudy, and then like a cloud, and then a
My
fog.
mutas will blot out the sky. Then we will fight in the muta shade. But so we have a drop coming in for Beastie Cutie, and Virus Bly is going to be just doing a nice little attack with some mutas. So both of them are going to be doing quite a bit of damage to each other's economy.
Yeah, you did actually catch
yes,
Beastie Cutie without missile turrets, which is very surprising. I wasn't expecting that to happen at all.
Yeah.
Marines actually not in very high counts to deal with this, so these mutas are actually doing a lot of damage. But the drop from Beastie Cutie at the same time is doing a lot of damage himself. Both queens getting taken out. Now he's going to lift down to the natural, completely avoid those spine crawlers, but these mutalisks, man, still doing a ton of damage. He's going to deny the next missile turret.
This turret.
Wow.
Yeah, crazy.
He's got to focus the turret, though. It's going to finish. It's going to finish. Squiggles, if that finishes, then the mutas are gone. Oh, it finished. And he actually lost like 3 mutas there as well. This drop is still doing a lot of damage in Bly's base as well.
I'm actually a little confused as to why Beastie Cutie didn't
my
decide
God, the
to
bane
just,
legs!
Oh, bane legs! Why he didn't just decide to kill Tech? I think he could have killed the Spire and the spawning pool, and that would have probably done Bly
Like, he
in.
killed the natural hatchery. He killed a lot of workers.
He's killed 26 workers.
The
He's lost
bane
21.
isn't mining.
Yeah. There's some good. Oh, actually, I'm gonna go to the income tab and look, and it's fairly close actually, because Beastie Cutie's not mining much either.
Well, Beastie Cutie doesn't have mules at the moment. So, whoa! All the mutas going AFK under the Stim Marines. And that means he can call down some mules now. Get
that's
that
unfortunate.
economic advantage back. That was a really big blunder by Bly. He needed those mutalisks. I mean, he's got 2 left chasing down these medevacs. But since there's only 2, he can unload a couple Marines rather offensively. Oh, he even kills one. And then all these units are going to get away scot-free.
Yep.
Look at this. All these Marines that were dedicated to defending against the mutas, since they're all dead, now charging straight across the map. He's going to go try and go freaking kill him.
He is going to try to go freaking kill him.
Because he's not from the Artosis school of thought. He doesn't get farther ahead. He's a day 9 guy. When he gets ahead, he just goes and kills him.
Exactly. One sure counter to your opponent is, if you're ahead, just go kill him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because then you don't have to worry about getting ahead. Because you're ahead because you just won.
I feel like that's the original StarCraft 2 rivalry, is Day 9 telling people that you need to just go kill your opponent.
Just go kill them.
And Artosis saying, no,
well, dude,
get further ahead.
It was in context. I mean, you got to take it in context.
I know, but it's fun to talk about and take it out of context. Stop bringing context into the equation. Taking all the fun out of it.
Fair enough, fair
But
enough.
I mean, look at that army. It's huge.
Yeah, that is
Look at
huge.
the army supply. 56 to 25. These
gonna come down to
banelings are
banelings.
all that Bly has. If he micros
Oh.
like a boss with these medevacs, then, oh, look at him using that choke point against the
Splitting
banelings.
so well.
Wow, the banelings didn't even kill a single marine. Are you serious?
Oh no, Beastie Cutie is looking unstoppable right now.
That was
these
disgusting.
spine crawlers, they look kind of cool, but they're not going to do anything.
There was no other word for that. That micro was just disgusting.
Killing the Baneling nest before Baneling speed finishes. Oh, going to kill the natural again. I would hate
There's
to do
only
that.
2 banelings, man.
Yeah.
A couple more just
You
finished, but again!
There they go.
Oh, they got 2 marines. Okay, 5 marines.
Wow.
That's...
Focus firing and the splitting of Beastie Cutie is out of this world.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, he's going to get those banelings before they even get close. There goes the betas. There's the GG. Beastie Cutie's up to 2-0. He does this. He likes to take the longest streak in our King of the Hills. So we'll see.
Awesome,
Next up is Grubby. So we got another Protest versus Terran. We're going to run a quick commercial break, and then we'll be right back. This is Real Kuna and Squiggles here for FXOpen Esports. Stay tuned.
Beastie Cutie. Looking freaking strong as always. That's the difference between my Marines and Beastie Cutie's Marines.
Why can't I play ads?
What?
The button is grayed out. Okay, there we go. Beastie Cutie's crediting the orange. I'll go with that. I should update this ticker to show like the next matchup correctly. Grubby, spell Grubby's name correctly versus Beastie Cutie. There we go. Is Grubby on a team these days? I don't remember.
Not sure.
I'm checking. I don't think so. I think it's just Grubby. Alright everyone, welcome back. This is Railcoon and Squiggles here for FXOpen Esports, continuing our coverage of the International King of the Hill. We're now entering game number 5. Beastie Cutie is the first person to string together 2 games. He's at 2-0 right now. Now his opponent is going to be Grubby. So it's going to be a Terran versus Protoss here on Antigua Shipyard. I'm looking at you, Unstable. He always pluralizes it.
Yep, it's a single shipyard.
Same as Doa.
Looking at Doa too.
Yeah, looking at Doa too. But it's Protoss versus Terran. This should be really interesting. Beastie Cutie's been on a roll in our King of the Hills recently, like I've been talking about. He's been playing really well. He's been getting a lot of wins. He's taken home the win streaks a couple of times.
Getting lots of points.
This matchup has been shifting recently. It's really unpredictable these days, so if this is a matchup where somebody can walk in and just like random Beastie Cutie out, it could be this one. And Grubby, he's from a Warcraft 3 background. He's pretty good at micro, so we'll see.
So you're saying we could see some early game aggression with just a few units
Except
perfectly?
we got a Makarax. Squiggles.
Oh,
that's an actual Makarax.
Is it? I thought Microax was actually like
in the natural. That's in the natural.
I thought it was where the expansion was supposed to be, though, like in a much more obvious place.
I don't think it gets that specific. It's in the natural. And we've been talking about this, how the 2-racks probably going to become more popular just because of the fact that the Protoss players are getting more aggressive in the early game. And, you know, the Mach racks is just a different flavor of the 2 racks. Not going for any add-ons. And that's the problem, is that if your opponent goes for Stalker pressure, and you just have a lot of Marines with no add-ons, then they just out-micro you, and then you're in trouble.
Right.
So, we'll see what he does with this. He could, like, bunker up his opponent's natural versus Protoss. I've seen people do that.
Kind of awesome to do that, yeah.
If they let you do it, you can delay that expansion for a long time, then you're just, like, giggling all the way home.
Yeah,
because when that happens, you are giggling.
Literally delay for a huge amount of time, even when you're like, I don't want to do it anymore. You leave like 1 Marine in it, and take everybody back home, and you can't even tell.
Yeah. So we'll see. He's double producing these Marines right now. It doesn't look like he's gonna bunker, even though that'd be really cool. It's just very hard to get away with that, because usually a good Protoss will be like, get the hell out of my natural.
Exactly.
And it'll chase you off with a, would it be a broom? I don't think Protoss have brooms. What would be a Protoss equivalent of a broom? Like, chase somebody off your property. Get off of my property, darn kids!
Darn kids!
Walking through the lawn, trampling down my grass. I just mowed it. Gosh darn it!
With your newfangled. Oh, but look at this. The Marine's actually getting between the. Oh, this is how
that's one way that you can't out-micro the Marines, is when you're trapped in a corner, Squiggles. Oh, but the Stalker barely slipping out. That's a lot of Marines, and Grubby hasn't actually made too many Stalkers, so BC Cutie's gonna bunker the natural.
Here's the bunkers.
He's gonna walk all over Grubby's lawn. He's gonna.
These Marines have to actually just stay alive. A lot of damage to this Stalker, actually.
That Stalker getting blocked by the bunker is gonna go down. Oh my God, BC Cutie, that was nuts. He blocked the pathing of the Stalker with another bunker, just so he could kill the Stalker.
Actually, Grubby with some nice focus fire there was 2 Marines that were low, and he just picked them out. Easy peasy, got 2 kills, pretty free, and now this Stalker is really going to abuse his range, try to do as much damage, get as many kills as he possibly can, but he has to be careful, because when Marines turn around and run forward, they can
but look at this, the 3 Stalkers that warped onto the low ground behind the Marines as well.
Nice pylon placement.
Now he's going to micro. Remember what I was talking about with that Warcraft 3 background and being good at microing? And when you start off,
just going down for Beastie Cutie, I don't know if it's going to be enough. Actually, he lost all of his units.
Ooh, yeah, this is really bad for Beastie Cutie. He has nothing to defend this, and that's why this opening is dangerous. If you're going to go for the 2 racks, you need the add-on. You need the tech lab quickly, or if anything goes wrong, you just die. There's no backup plan without that tech lab. Grubby's just attacking in. He chased Beastie Cutie off his lawn. He's like, darn kids! Now he's really angry. He's chasing him down the street. Even he's gonna win, Squiggles.
I know. He's just gonna roll through. That's crazy. BC Cutie just lost too much stuff early.
And there's the GG. So well played there for Grubby. That was really just a counterattack.
Dude, it was pretty sick, because it was a counterattack, but his counterattack actually scissored Grubby's units, because Grubby was trying to make his way back to his base, but due to that pylon placement, he was able to warp in his Stalkers like between BC Cutie and his base, and just pick them all off for pretty much free. And after losing that many units, he had nothing left to defend. So pretty cool. Came down to micro. Who knew?
Yeah. Who knew that the former really good Warcraft 3 player would be good at micro? I don't know. But next up is going to be Mouse Biggs. So it'll be a Protoss versus Zerg. Haven't seen that one yet. And we're going to run a couple more commercials. We'll be right back with Grubby versus Biggs. Stay tuned. I'm not even suggesting it anymore. I'm just telling people to stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
You're not allowed to leave.
Well, I know. I'm actually glued to my chair.
Well, you're not allowed to leave, because this is your job, but...
That'd be awful.
Well, you were allowed to leave when you had to go run to fix your router, so...
Oh my gosh. Dude, it's not... I usually don't get, winded. It was just because I literally sprinted, and, the place where I cast is kind of almost a studio type thing in a different, building, and it's not close. I have to run for probably 100 yards, flip a switch, and then run back another 100 yards. That's a decent sprint.
So you did a 200 yard
dash.
Yep. With a flipping of a switch in between.
Yep.
Are the commercials done yet? Not quite. So we're gonna wait.
Another game on good old Metalopolis. Metalopolis.
Metapopolopolis? Really? We're almost ready to get started here.
I'm
so
just
stop.
saying goofy stuff.
Yeah, but we're gonna be moving into the game here in a second.
Just waiting for you to start talking.
I'm doing the thing where you should be talking at the same time. Jeez.
You're doing it wrong.
Alright everyone, welcome back. This is Rokun and Skogos here for FXOpen Esports. We've got game number 6. I forgot to change that again. I'm really good at this like scoreboard thing.
Bro.
But Grubby just took out Beastie Cutie. Protest vs. Terran, that matchup is insane right now. I'm glad I don't have to play it because it's just off the wall. Grubby microing like a boss, even though Beastie Cutie was microing like a boss at the same time. Beastie Cutie got caught off guard. Counterattacks, pretty good. Squiggles.
Yeah, when two people are both microing like bosses, who wins? It's the person with the bigger range and the better mobility.
Yeah, or the guy who warps in behind your army because of that high ground pylon. That helps out a lot as well. But like I said, you know, Grubby took out Beastie Cutie. He's now facing Mouse Biggs, who's going to be the yellow Zerg over here on the right on Metalopolis, because I don't think I actually did that part of the introduction yet. And Grubby's going to be the green Protoss over here on the left, cross positions, because you can't spawn in close positions on metal, even on the ladder version now, which is awesome.
It is okay. You can still throw down pylons at the natural, so do not fear.
Yeah. It's still Protoss versus Zerg, so you still have to go cool first. It's just better. If you try, even if they don't pylon it.
Dude, that was sick. Did you... Oh, that was amazing. So the pylon was just about to finish. The probe was on the way back down, and he canceled the pylon, and literally the second the pylon went, like, disappeared, the hatchery went down, which was about a quarter of a second before another pylon could have been placed. That was...
He probably had the hatchery open, and he's holding down shift, and he's just spam clicking it. Let me build it! Let me build it!
It was literally that fast. It was pretty cool.
But yeah, so he gets his hatchery down. Not that far off the normal timing, so
no,
it was some cool micro, but it didn't make too big of a difference. Biggs
it looks cool, okay.
It looked cool. I mean, I said it was cool micro, but looking at Biggs, he did pull off a gas, so he's just going to be droning up really hard, getting that second queen out from his main hatchery. As I try not to hiccup. And Grubby doesn't have a Nexus yet, or a Forge.
No, he doesn't.
He's only got 2 gateways, though. Where's the third one?
Sentry, so I'm not sure.
Is he gonna, like...
Biggs also has a nice Overlord spread going. Has Overlords already positioned in all those key spots.
Yeah, it's just a little odd, because normally...
Look at this. I was going to say, Biggs is actually scouting with his Zergling, scouting all the way around the map, and looking for like any little hidden things, and that's really, I mean, we saw it happen in other games where stuff got scouted, like DTs got scouted, and you were like, are you kidding me? There's no possible way that you should scout that. But there's just because Zerglings, they're so cheap, they're so inexpensive, they literally only cost larva, and he just used them to scout every little nook and cranny of the map and managed to find it. So.
Like, you make the Zerglings to help kill that pylon in case he lets it finish, and then they literally have nothing else to do.
I mean,
except
he has both Zealot Nagas, and yeah, if you have more than that, just scout.
You can hit destructible rocks if they're on your third base, and there aren't any on metals, so now they're scouting, which is what they should be doing. So he's just doing a good job keeping his units active. That's generally a good thing to work on. Like, if you're working on trying to get better at StarCraft 2 and you're having problems and you don't know what to do next, just work on keeping your units active. Like, observers, random Zerglings moving around the map, splitting your overlords. That kind of thing, just the multitasking inherent in it, helps you with your game. But oh no, Overlord flew in to try and scout. How much did he see? Pretty sure he saw what he wanted to see.
Well, he saw a lot of sentries.
Oh, but he didn't see the second gas, which is kind of a big deal. It's one of the things you want to be looking for when you scout in particular is how much gas and when. So
Robo facility went down right after that, right after the Overlord went down. But we do have a third base coming out for Biggs.
I guess with this many sentries, he probably knew there was a second gas anyways.
Oh, yeah, that's a bajillion sentries.
Though some of those were warped in afterwards, but still. I think he can infer
+1 chronoing.
important information.
Pretty nifty.
On a scale of nifty to nifty-yaroo.
Ew. Can I just say niftier?
Okay.
Because it's not quite a nifty roo, so it's just niftier.
I just made up that word on the spot, and it wasn't even a good
know.
one. It's kind of bad for made-up words go. I'm usually better than that. I'm disappointed in myself. I'll do better next time. But yeah, both players just sort of sitting back defensively. Third base has gone down for Biggs.
Zealot gonna scout it.
Okay, Grubby's going for the Warp Prism. That's what he's going to do. Because generally the third base, if you go for this, even like a Forge expansion, you need to do something to be able to pressure that third base from the Zerg player.
Sentry loaded up, and he's going to be able to drop those and then warp in more units. Put in a lot of pressure on that third.
He still only has two warp gates, though.
Look at that Zealot. The Zealot's doing so much. Oh, wow.
Where's the
Zealot? You know Zealots are pretty good at tanking stuff and doing damage.
Where was the Zealot?
No, he died. He was at the third, but look at the Queen.
Oh, yeah. The Queen?
He had a pair of Zerglings and a Queen and like 2 drones just like beating on him, and he was like, I don't care.
A Queen versus Zealot, the Queen lives like with something like 6 health. One hit from anything else, and the Zealot wins.
Go. Drop coming from Grubby right now. Bloop, bloop, bloop,
He's still only got the 2 gateways. Third one's going to finish up here in just a second, so he can't warp in too many units. He's doing the whole sentry drop thing, but the roaches here are a problem.
Yeah.
Nice job on loading that really low sentry up. I can't even look at the health on it because it's in the warp prism. That's super low. It's very red.
Didn't actually lose anything, which is what you want to do. You want to get some damage in and get out without losing much of your own. So
the sentry was doing the sentry equivalent of the "we cannot hold," which is just like beep boop 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 boop. But like more urgent beep beep boop 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 boop.
Right. Beep beep bop boop boop.
It's very different from the Colossus, which is boop boop beep bop bop boop.
Different order. Yes. It's the same sounds, but in the wrong order.
Yeah, it's rearranged. They're very distinct. You just have to learn to listen.
So lots of roaches and lots of roach upgrades for Biggs, and also getting his infestation hit. And we have a ton of gateways going down. Plus Colossus. Plus
waiting for him to drop the sentry so I can look. It had 9 health. Okay, so it wasn't as low as I thought it was. Still pretty awesome because that was one roach shot.
Creeping that third. I love it when
that creep is getting out there.
That's so annoying, though.
What?
I'm talking about when he creeps the third.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant the creep spread that's like now
it's like a free delay. Yeah, the creep spread is doing really well, too.
It was a really ambiguous statement that said something good about 2 different things that he's doing at the same time. So I was really a little bit confused there. But oh my god, the Scouting Colossus! The Scouting Colossus strikes again! Oh! Barely gets onto the high ground.
Oh, silly Colossi.
Oh, man. The Scouting Colossus has a long and storied tradition in StarCraft 2.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, and it's so close. It's just barely out of range. Nice force fields by Grubby. Remember what I was saying about Grubby having good control?
Yeah. Oh, look at those. More
nice my god.
All these are going down. And that's... I'm not going to lie. That's pretty good for Grubby.
That's a lot of roaches for basically nothing.
Right.
He's still behind in supply, but like he should be behind in supply right now.
Right. Wow. Yeah, Biggs is doing a great job of macroing.
Oh, and he's going to take the gold. He's going to take the gold, Squiggles.
That's pretty greedily awesome.
The problem is the creep's going to be at his gold here in a second.
Oh, we have another Warp Prism drop up here at the top, and it looks like did a little bit of damage. and gonna go ahead and
What
run
did
back.
it kill?
What did it kill?
There's a building down there.
It was the Spire?
No, the Roach Warren. Ooh.
What?
He actually got the... Yeah, he's rebuilding the Roach Warren right now.
Oh.
The old one
That's
isn't there
actually
anymore.
awesome.
So
yeah,
yeah,
that's really good.
that was a good snipe there by Grubby. Now he's moving through the center of the map. He really needs an observer to clear this creep out, because that's going to be an issue if he lets this keep getting farther and farther. Especially since he's going for the gold right now. He doesn't want...
Oh, observer's out.
The creep that close to his gold base.
Yeah. He needs to start taking care
He also
of
doesn't want to get caught on the creep.
Force field?
Okay, he could just force field like a boss.
Right, he could just destroy everything. That works too.
He could just like walk all over the creep and just be like, "This is my house," like Stewie walking across the basketball court.
You go respect my authority.
There's a bunch of roaches that are hanging out down here, not doing anything. They were set up for a flank that was going to happen maybe 5 minutes ago. They should probably reposition.
Right. It looks like they're going to go for that flank now.
That's a little bit better to be getting those into another good position.
Now they can just get pinched because Grubby is the right behind him.
Scouting Colossus almost getting caught again. That's just the term for any Colossus out by itself in the middle of the map.
Right, exactly. Oh, nice. Look at these force fields, man. So good.
Yeah, those were excellent force fields by Grubby. Doing a great job of locking those units out. And now these roaches are trapped on the wrong side of the map. Oh no. And look at that, sentries from nowhere. Wild Sentry has appeared. What the hell? Where did those come from?
I don't even
know. But Grubby doesn't have Blink. Oh, but...
He does have Warpin, which will help.
Big thought he wasn't going to be able to get away. He's going to get up here and see that there's no
He could just focus the gold down.
Yeah, now he's sacrificing the roaches to try and kill this gold. It's going to be close. There's a lot of Colossus here. He's going to save it, Squiggles.
He's holding. Wow.
He can hold.
He can. We can hold. We must defend this house. And he does.
That would be really weird to hear a Zealot go, "We can hold."
6 Colossi out now. It's getting pretty scary. Not to mention a bajillion Stalkers.
That's a decent number of Corruptors, but the problem is that's a lot of Stalkers. Blink's about to be out. He's going for the Warp Prism speed at the moment as well, so he wants to power up that harassment. This huge army is just attacking in on Big's natural, and now he's focusing down the Corruptors as well. The Corruptors are taking down some of the Colossus. Oh, that one's so low health, but all the Corruptors are going to die for it. And there'll still be 2 Colossus alive at the end of engagement. Ton of Stalkers. Oh, 1 Colossus. Wow, that Colossus barely died.
Grubby just has too much stuff, I think.
Yeah, but that's just too much stuff, man. Too much stuff. Grubby 2-0. Oops, that's the wrong way. There we go. Grubby 2-0. And who's he going to play next, Squiggles? It's going to be... It's the Cookie Monster Terran. Oh my god, it's Cloud. Okay. That's awesome. So we'll be right back with Grubby versus Cloud. This is Rokun and Squiggles here for FXOpen Esports. We're going to have some quick commercials, and then we'll be back. So stay tuned.
Oh, I was just flipping my pen, and it landed in my coffee.
Good job.
Makes me sad.
Oh, wow. Need to get one of the Asian students to teach you the fine art of pen spinning on your thumb.
Dude, I'm good at that normally. I don't know what happened. That's what I learned in like high school, was how to pen spin.
I don't know what it is. It's like engineering students in particular, but Asians as well. They all know how to do that.
Yeah.
They're good at StarCraft and they can spin pens. Freaking OP, man.
Well, it's because this pen is a lot thicker. So, or it's more thick.
That's what she said.
So, it's true. But it makes it harder to spin. And it's still, I guess, okay. It has this rubber grip, which is really nice for spinning.
Oh, it's not the Cookie Monster Terran. They switched it on us.
QXG Scarf Cell, who's playing as Orange.
Yeah. I was all excited for the Cookie Monster Terran.
Oh, wait.
Oh, it is right.
Oh, wait.
Oh, Mark messed up, not me. Oh. That's awesome. That makes me feel better.
Please tell me that you... Why'd it get grubby? Please tell me that you changed the
Because it's a different map
text,
now.
and then you had to change it back.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
That's why he left, because it's a different map for Cloud.
Yep.
So yeah, slight delay. Frequency derped a little bit. Hang on.
Hey, there's a phone. You're getting a phone call. All right.
Love election season. It's a wonderful thing. It's amazing, even.
Are you a Democrat or a Republican or an independent? AKA, are you liberal or conservative or think both sides are nuts?
I am independent because I hate both parties equally.
I do not differentiate. I think they're both crazy.
Pretty much. So we are going to move on to Grubby versus Cloud. Finally got them in on the correct map. Sorry about the delay there. And then the phone ringing because there's an election next week.
Yes. Taldorim alter Lee?
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 Lee.
Ellie? Lee? It's kind of like La, but it's like Lee.
Yeah, but we're not in Malaysia, so it's not.
It's true. It is true.
People are messaging us. Oh wow, that's awesome. Sorry, Frequency just pasted something in Skype. But I can't tell you what it is. So I'm just being mean by saying that's awesome and then saying that I can't tell you what it is. I think we're ready, but one of the players said that their dad was messaging him on Skype, but now the chat's scrolling so fast that I can't tell. Okay, it's Cloud. So we're just waiting for him to be, like, ready to start. Normally we've got, like, no delay between the games, but Frequency derped. It wasn't my fault this time. It was actually Frequency. Yeah. And now we're waiting for Cloud to be ready. Looks like he is ready now. Maybe. Okay. That was exciting, Squiggles.
It was. It was kind of fun. Ish.
Stuff.
Yep. Stuff indeed.
So we got a Terran vs Protoss coming up here. Gonna get started.
Another Terran vs Protoss. What are we gonna see on this map?
Stuff. Things. Places.
Things.
Frequency lagging at the start of the game.
Yeah. It's a good build order.
Alright everyone, welcome back. This is Rokun and Squiggles here for FXOpen Esports as we continue our coverage of the International King of the Hill. As usual, I forgot to update the game name number, but it wasn't on screen that time, so I fixed it first. Yeah. And we're now going into game number 8 between Grubby and Cloud. This isn't the 8th game that they've played, but just the 8th game of the King of the Hill.
Yeah.
Grubby's now up to 2-0. He's now matched Beastie Cutie. He's got to take on the Cookie Monster Terran. It's weird because I want to call him the Cookie Monster Protoss because he was Protoss in Brood War, and that's where that nickname came from. But he's Terran now, so I have to like stop myself and be like, no, he's Terran.
So he keeps his nickname even though he switches races.
Yeah, because it's a forum thing.
Yeah.
He always posted that image of the Cookie Monster waving on his posts on Team Liquid, so he got nicknamed the Cookie Monster Protoss. And that's why he's blue, because the Cookie Monster is blue. So you can see that Cloud, as the blue Cookie Monster Terran, is going to be in the bottom right-hand corner of Tal'Darim. Grubby, as his green Orc Protoss, is going to be in the top right. He also blends in with the mini-map. It's kind of imba.
Cloud going for a 15 command center.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
Heard that's pretty
Grubby
good.
Going for more standard tech-oriented stuff. Could still be going for a fast expand. Just gonna get some. Try to get probably warp gate started as quickly as possible.
We've seen that Grubby doesn't, for these last 2 games, hasn't gone for really aggressive expansions.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
In both instances, he did not go hyper-aggressive expansions. Really preferred to go the safer route of getting more units early on.
Yep.
And then was able to do good
for him.
stuff with counterattacks, timings, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, no! Grubby, there we go. Slightly delayed on his cybernetics core because of misclick. And that's the biggest thing in the world right now, because his cybernetics core is now 5 seconds behind. Now he's really far behind Squiggles. Oh my god! Okay, no.
Wow. That was pretty funny.
Not really. You don't have to humor me.
No, I thought it was funny. This is you freaking over nothing.
Well, that's what casters do. They freak over nothing. And while I understand why, sometimes it just gets a little bit ridiculous. So I just have to mock it every now and then.
Yep. It really looked like that's what you're doing. So mission accomplished. Good job.
It's better than Vision mailed, because then the people at the post office get really mad at you.
It's true. I kind of like Grubby's way of thinking as far as not really expanding super early and instead getting out some units, because when you have more units early, it's a lot safer. You can get behind economically, but I mean, if you put on some pressure, if you defend and you catch your opponent just slightly out of position, you just win.
Well, right after you say that, he's going for a 1 gateway expansion.
That's okay. I mean, you can still see, like, he has his Zealot out, he has his Stalker out. He never skips his Zealot. Always gets that extra unit. Just wants to make sure he has as many units as possible, even if he is going for a fast expand.
And that's important, because the reason why Terran vs. Protoss is so crazy right now is because the metagame is shifting back into, I'm going to kill you first.
Right.
Because previously it was all the Protoss, they were lined up on the streets, they had this big convention, they said, okay, we're all going to complain about the 111. Just, straight across the board, we all hate it, it sucks, we're going to try and get Blizzard to nerf it. Didn't work. So they had to figure out something else to do, and they were like, okay, you know what? We can just kill them before they 1-1-1 us. This is a great plan. And it worked. Yeah. It was working out really well for the Protoss players. And then the Terrans remembered that they've got really good early game timing attacks as well. So now they're trying to kill the Protoss before the Protoss can kill them before the 1-1-1.
So you end up with a lot of units really early and just hyper aggressive little battles.
Yeah. With every once in a while players for the mind games going back to the fast expansions just because your opponent wouldn't expect it. But for the most part, the matchup is randomly switching around between lots of early game aggression from either side, people trying to fast expand, random proxy buildings.
Check out
just
this
for the
timing.
WTF.
Cloud has 2 engineering bays going down, so he's going to go for a super fast 1-1. Probably get stim combat shields and slow with 1-1 upgrades and then attack.
Yeah, and the problem is whenever you do a strategy like this, it's gonna cut into your army because, hey, look at Cloud's army.
Yeah.
The proper response there is what army?
He has a bunker.
Yeah.
Bunkers are pretty good.
And the problem is this is pretty risky. This is what we're talking about with this is messing with the person's head, because this is not safe given what people are doing right now.
Grubby has a warp prism out again.
But you do it because it's not safe, so your opponent doesn't expect you to do it, so...
Right. Okay, so Warp Prism, I'm following the path that it's going to take, and it looks like he's going to drop where there is absolutely nothing that Cloud has.
Yeah.
So...
And that whole thing about not having an army right now?
Yeah.
Sorry, I was gone there for a second because I had to sneeze.
It's all at the front, just because, there is that Stalker there. And look at this, the Stalker actually doing a great job of just baiting him into kind of being right there. And here we go, drop in the main. There's the force fields trapping a whole bunch of SCVs.
Oh my god.
Just going to town.
Yeah, that's actually kind of bad. You should right-click those on the refinery because they disappear and they might pop out on the other side. But that was really, really good for Grubby. And the Warp Prism might sneak away. If the Warp Prism gets away, that would be huge because there's an Immortal on the way. So those units staying alive plus the Warp Prism means he can gather the Immortals, do a secondary follow-up attack,
Yeah.
And then that's going to hurt a lot because a lot of these immortal attacks into the bunkers are so hard to deal with, Squiggles.
Yeah, it's really, really hard. I mean, Cloud's adding on a third bunker right now just to be super duper safe at the front, even though no attacking is actually happening at the front, really.
Yeah. And that's
But
the
you can
problem
see, yeah,
is
Cloud
that
has to split his forces now. Has a group of Marines at the back
Yeah,
and
so
another
it's-
group at the front, and that means Grubby can attack really either one with his entire force, and Cloud's going to be at a disadvantage.
Prism. Gonna drop into the natural now. There's some Marauders here, though. They're not gonna have any of that. Now he's focusing the Warp Prism, but there's only 3 Marines here because his army is split. So
Yep.
it looks
Warp
like
Prisms with that buff,
Grubby.
man, they have so many hit points. They just survive so much longer.
Grubby used his Immortals to take down the destructible rocks, and is now going for a really fast third. Because
I like
Grubby,
it, man. Has his opponent against the ropes and just gonna go more of a Artosis way and just get
Yeah.
farther ahead.
he's going the Artosis this time instead of the Day
Yep.
9. I like it. He's
Artosis.
mixing it up, you know?
That's right. Subscribes to both theories and
Mm-hmm.
uses them both, but just in different times.
Yeah, it's the Street Fighter thing of the mix-ups.
Yep.
You knock your opponent down, and then they're trying to get up, and they have to guess which move you're going to throw at them while they're trying to get up, and they're like, the mix-ups, man.
Yeah.
Are you
We
going to...
have 2-2 on the way for Cloud. Have super fast upgrades.
Except that analogy doesn't work as well, because then, like, in this instance, that you'd just be like, instead of trying to hit them while they're getting up, you'd just be backing up and just, like, standing there.
Okay, so here we go. Grubby's ahead in supply. Grubby ahead in supply, Cloud ahead in upgrades. Grubby has a lot of tech, though, too. 1 Colossus, couple of Immortals right now, and some Sentries, and he looks like he could be going for an attack. And
Problem
what
is,
Cloud going to do?
Grubby's army is all pretty much really expensive
All tech?
units. There's
Right,
no real units he can afford to be trading right now, except for the couple
the
zealots
turret.
that are left. So he has to be really careful. He does not want to be trading units with Cloud,
Right.
because everything there is really expensive, and Cloud's got bio. Like,
I love that turret was just like doing lots of damage.
yeah, because he doesn't
Here we
have
go
the
again.
range. Oh, he does have the range. He's just walking too close. What? I'm confused. But still,
Yep.
the Colossus tanks the turret like a boss.
Yep.
And then he
Good job
forces
of
the
just
SVs off the
abusing that
natural
ground
mineral
right now.
line. Oh, but the Warp Prism snuck in again. That Warp Prism is a sneaky snake.
Yeah, he is. He's just keeping Cloud on his toes, keeping him honest, and also keeping his unit split, which is probably more important.
I don't know. Look, Grubby's only starting +1, and 2-2's about to finish for
2-2's
Cloud.
about to finish. Yeah, I think Cloud may be like, okay, when I hit 2-2, I'm going.
This is gonna be a problem
So-
for Grubby.
Yeah.
And there's Vikings on the way now as well,
Yep.
so there's gonna be 2-2 plus Vikings. There's reactors and extra add-ons finishing for his extra barracks. So Cloud's gonna be able to make more units.
Nice force fields.
Grubby's finally busting these bunkers, but I feel like this is a bit late because now Cloud's got great, upgrades. He's stimming in. He's gonna take down the Colossus. One of them falls. The second one, not quite gonna go down. Okay, yeah, he's just gonna kill everything. There we go. Cause those 2-2 upgrades, man, they're pretty
That
good.
was brutal.
He didn't even need an EMP there. Like, normally when you
No.
see that, that's because, like, the Terran player EMPs the entire army and then they walk
Yep.
over it. That was just,
Dude,
like, upgrade
Yeah,
advantage.
That was in spite of beautiful force fields coming down from Grubby. In
Yeah,
spite of beautiful
those
force
were
fields.
good
It
force
didn't even
fields.
matter. Yeah, like he zoned perfectly, but there's just too much damage coming out because of the 2-2 ups. And
Yeah.
he has 3-3 on the way right now. +1 weapons not even done yet for Grubby.
Yeah, he really needs a second forge. Because he's just so far behind in upgrades right now. He is working on rebuilding those Colossus, but that's an uphill battle at that point when he loses that
That's
many
actually
Colossus.
really good because resetting the Colossus count, if you can trade like that, that's perfect.
Well, also he didn't lose many Vikings, so he reset the
Right.
Colossus count without losing Vikings. So now he's in a really nice, advantageous position
Yep.
where he's got a good opportunity to just blast the Colossus before they can do anything. You can see him pressuring the low ground here, but the Vikings just flew away to deal with the Warp Prism again. Oh, wow. So they're out of position. Zealots in the main base going after a reactor. I don't think it's going to go down. No, he's just going to right-click on it and trade the units
no, it
for
is.
the reactor. But the Warp Prism did get taken out. So now Cloud doesn't have to worry about that anymore. Zealots are now dead, and he's still got a really big army with nice upgrades.
Yep. And Grubby actually is ahead in supply. I'm looking at what it is. Army supply-wise, they are even.
Yeah.
It's a 25 worker supply lead for Grubby. which is a little bit interesting.
Grubby doesn't have a Twilight Council right now.
Those drops
He's
that
just
Grubby
now
did
starting
early
it, so
have
he
done like a ton of damage economically.
he finished the weapons and now he's going for armor because he didn't have
Huh.
Twilight Council. And it's like you go for armor anyways against Terran, but since when
Yeah.
you're this far behind on the upgrades and you only have one forge, you usually stick to one instead of trying to split it just to catch up in that difference. But he's forced to split it because he didn't have the Twilight Council. So
I think Cloud is gonna wait. He's gonna delay until he has 3-3. Then we could see a huge
Cloud
push
needs
up.
a third base though. This third command center is
He's
really late.
Yeah, he's building his third, but you're right. It is late. Grubby's had a third for a while.
That is because of a nice engagement on the early stages of the game from Grubby, to be fair.
Yeah. Here he goes, abusing this cliff again. Gotta be careful of
The
all
problem is there's just so many Vikings, and those Colossus are out of position to be protected by the Stalkers. Yeah, that's kind of risky. Blink wasn't done yet.
Nope. So loses one Colossus. That's unfortunate. More Vikings streaming. More more Marauders streaming. And +3 weapons is done. +3 armor going to finish right about now. And wow, that's the upgrade lead is sickly in Cloud's favor right now.
Yeah, it's 1-1 to 3-3 at the moment.
Yeah, and
he's going to have +1 air weapons soon as well. Main issue is that Cloud just doesn't have many medevacs. But he's got such a nice Viking count in comparison to Colossus, he could probably start making medevacs right now.
Cloud a little bit out of position, but actually there's going to be nowhere for
Grubby's going to get trapped.
Yeah,
this is actually going to be really bad for Grubby. Oh, scouting Colossus! Oh no! We were joking about it earlier, but there we go. That one was really bad, and now those upgrades. 3-3 bio is just so good when there's no upgrades on the other side.
Everything.
He just
another drop though.
He just owned that army. The Zealots are in here again being annoying, but they're going to get cleaned up. Third base is now done, floating over. If we look at the army supply, Cloud's actually ahead, even though he's behind in total supply, just because of the worker disadvantage. But once that third base lands, he's going to have extra mules, so he'll be able to catch up economically.
Been doing a great job.
There's ghosts on the way now, Squiggles.
This is like the third time that Cloud's had to rebuild his reactor for his starport. That's a lot of time that he hasn't been able to get 2-2, or medevacs or Vikings 2 at a time. But also, it takes forever just to build those.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of time that he's, actually stealing from Cloud by doing that.
It'd be a bigger deal if the Vikings were dying, but they're not.
Well, medevacs. That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Like, look at all the Marauders. Like, they're really hurt.
Grubby is working on a fourth base, and that's really the only thing that's going to keep him in the game right now.
Yep.
Is continuing to stay ahead in those expansions, but Cloud's already way ahead of the upgrades. He's getting ghosts now too, so we're gonna see what we just saw to like another degree because of EMP. This is gonna get kind of
getting the Mobius reactor started.
Disgusting to watch.
Yeah.
Oh, but the ghost isn't with this particular army. Oh, there it comes. He catches up just in time to EMP a couple of those sentries.
Look at those.
But the Vikings just
so
flew right into the army just to take down the Colossus because he had enough Vikings to do that. Still 4 of them left. Even with good force fields, he's getting chased down. Those upgrades are brutal.
Yeah.
And there's going to be a ton of ghosts on the field soon. I think Grubby's in a non-recoverable spot because he's still only at 1-1. He hasn't started level 2 upgrades yet.
He has 1-2, I think.
I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah.
Oh, he did finish level 2 weapons. Yep. Okay. My mistake.
Here we go. EMPs. Nice EMP going off.
Yeah, these little Marauders are taking a lot of damage here, but he's still trading rather effectively. Look at this. All those low health units still took down a lot of Protoss. He's still ahead in the army supply.
Has a supply lead.
Yeah, and he has the first supply lead this entire game, making another command center. This has really gone from being slightly in Cloud's favor to tilting pretty extremely in his favor. Grubby just cannot win an engagement right now. This is
and it's not
really
like
tough.
Grubby is,
these Colossus aren't doing anything.
Losing engagements, but getting farther and farther ahead. It's actually Cloud who is winning engagements and getting farther and farther ahead. So
yeah, Grubby needed to switch into Storm much sooner as well, because these Colossus have been ineffective for quite a long time. Even if he had been forced to make a couple Archons, he really wanted to be trying to make that switch, because you can see he's doing it now, but right now it's too late. He's already lost way too many Colossus without them doing enough damage.
Dude, that's really smart. Cloud actually scans over his army, makes sure that there's no observers and then loads up 2 medevacs to do a drop. So he's going to attack at one area and drop another one. That's pretty
Mm-hmm.
cool, just to make sure that, Grubby doesn't see it coming.
Yeah, we'll see. Cloud is not actually keeping up the pressure, so this is going to be an opportunity for Grubby to make his way back in this. He might
We
give
got
him
a
enough
drop
time
coming. If he
to get
drops the
Storm.
4th and does a lot, oh well, there's a lot of wow.
Yeah, there's a
Actually,
lot of
Grubby's
stalkers
really,
here. He's prepared for
really
it.
smart.
He's going for Storm now. I feel like Cloud should be keeping the pressure up right now.
Oh, look at the blink! Wow! That was amazing. Grubby blinking forward and focusing down those drop ships. I think they only managed to drop 4 or 5 units total before he just focused them both down. That was great defense by Grubby. Knew it was coming, and now he's free to move out with these stalkers, join up with his army.
Yeah, Cloud just completely backed off. He won a lot of really good engagements, and he backed off. I'm not entirely sure why, but this is the problem: is that Grubby, because he's switching over Storm, the stalker count's really low now. He cannot actually afford to make too many stalkers. Everything's going into the Storm and the couple Colossus that are being produced. So now these Vikings have even more free reign of the sky.
But charge is done, and that's going to help quite a bit.
Yeah, we'll see how that works out for him. The ghost count, how many ghosts are there? There's 1 ghost, but 4 more on the way. Level 2 era upgrades are about to finish, so these Vikings are going to be hitting even harder. I don't know, Cloud backing off like that let Grubby recover a lot of ground. Yeah. That pretty much put Grubby right back into it, because he's 2-2 now, working on his level 3 upgrades, so he's making up that upgrade disadvantage, which was hurting him so much earlier. His Colossus count's getting up there again. Storm is now out on the field. Grubby can...
Yeah,
Grubby's back in it now. He's had this worker advantage the entire time as well. And he's got the army advantage now on top of that. So I think Cloud backing off there could have been a fatal mistake.
All these... Oh, no. Cloud has all his Vikings a little bit out of place and going to lose a few of them for absolutely nothing. There's the EMP hitting a ton of the Zealots, actually.
Actually, kind of missed.
Nice. Well, the EMP hit a few of those high Templars.
Yeah, but look at that damage. Wow. There's the GG. Cloud was way ahead, and then he just let Grubby
He just
rebuild.
Backed off. He never really pressured, and Grubby did a great job of denying that one drop, which was the one thing that Cloud was trying to do.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Our whole Artosis versus the Day 9 of get further ahead and go freaking kill him is that the get further ahead doesn't work when you're at an economic disadvantage like Cloud was.
Right.
He really needed to keep the pressure up, and that's why we were harping on it. And since Grubby had the economic advantage, just allowed to sit there and rebuild his army, he's able to eventually pull that back, go up to 3-0. So, I mean, Grubby did a good job of staying in there. He got the Storm out. It seemed like it'd be too late, but since Cloud let him do it, it worked out. But we're going to run quick commercials. We'll be right back. This is Rokun and Squiggles here for FXOpen Esports. Next person is going to be Dark Cell. So we have Protoss versus Zerg coming up here in just a moment. Ads are still going, so we're waiting for those to finish up.
Okay.
I'm going to remember to update the game number this time, because I'm talented. think the ads are done now.